What's good, everyone? In today's video, I'm going to cover 5 tips that you need to know in order to rank up faster in Season 11. Now, if you watched my most recent rank guide on how to climb to Diamond rank, I hope that video helped. However, in this one, these 5 tips I'm about to lay out, they apply to all of the rank tiers. Doesn't matter if you're just beginning rank in Bronze or you've already reached Masters. I promise you, these 5 tips, they are game changers. And I'm going to share some things with you that not too many people are talking about, so be sure to stay tuned. If you guys are new here, my channel centers around helping you all improve at Apex Legends. So really, without anything further, let's just dive right into these 5 tips. Tip number 1, you gotta squad up this season if you wanna rank up faster. You're gonna wanna find a few different teammates that you can consistently play ranked with, so when some of them aren't on, the others are. I know there's a lot of solo queue warriors out there, and most of you guys know I've done my share of solo queuing and making rank guides about that. But really, I can't emphasize enough how important teamwork really starts to be once you reach Platinum rank and above. Sure, plenty of players are good enough to solo queue to Platinum or Diamond, but in my opinion, if you can gain RP faster and not have to deal with spinning the roulette wheel of which type of random teammate will I get each match, then you will find way more success. See, when you solo queue, the majority of times most randoms don't communicate, regardless of their skill level. So when you go into the higher elos of play and you're not receiving that other 67% of information that you would be gathering with a squad, then not only are you making this whole thing harder, you're often going to lack critical information in a lot of different scenarios. Now, Apex is unique and they created something great in the pinging system. And don't get me wrong, you can convey a good amount of information through pings. But when you move up the ranks and the games get sweatier and the stakes get higher, pings aren't going to cut it. You're going to need to know how much your teammate just hit that enemy for, or which enemy is the lowest so you guys can focus fire them. There's so many examples of situations where voice communication is critical to getting the whole picture in any given Apex fight. I want to briefly cover where you can find teammates because a lot of players have been asking me. So for one, you can join my Discord server with over 3,000 active members, many of who are looking for teammates constantly. The link will be in the description. Just be sure to use the proper channel in my Discord to find the teammates. Other options would be looking for group posts if you play on console or other Discord servers, or really any social media platform where you can find other Apex players. Or you can try the good old-fashioned way of inviting a random teammate to squad up after you've already had a successful match with them. Before I move on to tip number 2, it would mean a lot to me if you could go ahead and tap that like button for the YouTube algorithm. This only takes a second of your time, helps push the video out to more viewers, so thank you for doing that. Tip number 2, pick a drop spot. A consistent drop spot helps teams learn how to navigate each and every situation so much better. See, for my team, it's been Launchpad like 95% of our matches. And I know for you guys, each place will be different. The place itself isn't what matters so much. It's just having a place so you guys can get familiar and confident with these early game scenarios. See, let me explain. The benefits of doing something like this is if you and your team get familiar with a drop spot and you consistently land there, you will each know where to land if you get contested by a team. And if no one lands with you, you guys will know where to split up so you each have a large respective area to loot. I know a lot of teams struggle with looting, so let me be clear here. If you are uncontested at your drop, you all should be splitting up so you can maximize the amount of space you each have to the amount of time it will take you guys to loot that. Then when you're finished, you all can meet up right around the same time. But if a team contests you, you all want to be familiar with where to land and how to play it. See, when teams contested us at Launchpad, we knew where to land. And we all got very familiar with where the loot spawns, and if a team tried to be ignorant and land like directly on top of us, well, we still had a game plan because we got so used to fighting at Launchpad in the early game that it was extremely comfortable for us to not only fight off drop, but to know where the loot was going to be and to take on any early game fight. Having a consistent drop spot is really important, guys, and it will help bring continuity to not only your team, but to the games that you play in. Tip number 3, stick to a KP game plan. You guys all know what I mean by KP. I'm talking about kill points here. But what do I mean by a game plan? Let me explain. If you guys are new to my channel, you'll just know I coach a lot of players in Apex Legends over on Fiverr. Recently, I've had an uptick in lessons, so the reason I'm telling you this is one of the most popular questions I've been getting is, what is my game plan for a ranked match? So I figured I'd let you all in on it here. For me, it doesn't really matter if I'm in Platinum or Masters ranked. I'm going to play the same way with the same game plan. My team and I will not shy away from a 50-50 off drop if it's in our spot that we consistently go to. but I won't mess around with landing with more than one team, especially if the POI is small and I see teams land in neighboring POIs, because that signals to me that that team could be quick to third party us. However, most of the times we're going to end up winning that 50-50, and my teammates and I are going to have about 2 to 3 KP each. From then on, we aren't super focused on taking another fight unless 1, we have to, or 2, it's an easy third party that's just right in front of us. The reason we're not super focused on fighting again is because our goal is to scan a survey beacon and get the next ring knowledge, and then from there try to go for the win. And trying to go for the win makes the game way more enjoyable. It's also going to be more rewarding, and you're going to maximize the point system here. There's nothing like a rush from winning a crazy endgame in Apex Legends. But if you go into endgame with 2 to 3 KP, you're bound to get 3 or 4 more if you end up winning the game. Obviously, the higher you place, the better you're going to do. And listen, guys, I know I'll get comments like, oh, well, my game plan is this or that. And that's great, but just understand, nobody asked you. I'm just playing. I know everyone plays differently. And if you already have a game plan that works for you and your teammates, hey, all power to you. Tip number 4, don't waste time with ratting, especially if you have no KP. Now, this tip more so applies to platinum rank and above, because I know you can get some serious RP just through placement in the lower ranked tiers. But think about it, guys. On the high end, an Apex match can last about 25 minutes. If you're in Platinum, wasting 25 minutes to gain like 6 RP or maybe even just break even, I think you're better off losing whatever you're going to lose and just going next. Like if you're in an early game 3v3 and both your teammates get knocked and thirsted, you may as well go down fighting or trying to get the banners. The only times I'd recommend like ratting out is if you're mid game, you and your teammates already have a few KP, and it just makes way more sense for you or your teammate to rat to 3rd or 4th place. The other possibility would be if you're in diamond rank and you're really on the cusp of getting into masters and you don't want to lose that -48 off drop, but losing like -28 isn't so bad, hey, go for it. Those are more of the outlier situations though, and if anyone has been under a rock for the past few seasons, ratting is really a thing of the past. We've got legends like Bloodhound, Seer, and Valkyrie with their passive scan in the air. Basically, one way or another, you're getting found. So use the time that you have to play ranked proficiently. Tip number 5, you gotta use the meta legends. See, remember the whole key to this video? It's how to rank up faster. This tip is very straightforward, but people ask me all the time, who should I be playing? I don't think you can really go wrong with the meta legends. If you're in the lower tiers like bronze, silver, you can really play whoever. But if your goal is to move up into the higher elos of play, you may as well get familiar with the legend meta that is played in those tiers. Legends like Gibby, Caustic, Bloodhound, Seer, Valkyrie, Pathfinder, only if you're absolutely insane with him because his hitbox is the size of a brand new Samsung refrigerator. Wraith is a solid option, Ash, or Horizon. I recommend having at least 1 mobility legend, sometimes 2. A defensive legend is great, and a recon legend, which sometimes can include a mobility legend. You want someone who can scan a survey beacon on these maps. If I left out your main, don't be offended. This is just my recommendations. And yes, I left Octane off for a reason. Will you guys find out that reason? Well, tune in next time here on... No, I'm just kidding. I just don't really like Octane and how most Octanes play. I think the other mobility legends offer much more, and it's always best to play legends that can help you and your teammates out in any given situation that you guys find yourself in. If you guys are new here, I hope you'll consider subscribing so you don't miss out on my next upload. To all the returning viewers or subscribers, thank you so much for helping me reach over 20,000 subscribers. That's literally insane. I hope you guys found this video helpful. That's going to be it for me. I'll catch you on my next one. Peace. Who's the better seer?